Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and I'm going to blind bake a crust. A blind bake crust. It's just a pre-cooked crust. It's really useful if you're making a pumpkin pie, custard pies, meringue pies, something where your pie crust could end up being doughy on the bottom. I often pre-bake or blind bake a crust. But blind bake crusts take a while because you put the beans in there.
Because you have to cook it 40 to 45 minutes.
Because the beans absorb a lot of that heat before the crust gets cooked. And on top of the edges of the crust, it seems to get overcooked because the beans causing the bottom to be undercooked. So what I sometimes do is I cook that crust without the beans. Let me show you what happens. So I did both these crusts as a comparison. On one crust, I cut out parchment paper, and then I put beans on the top and I stuck it in the oven. And the other, I just put a simple crust in a pie plate and I poked it with a fork and lined it up. It's been 10 minutes at 350 degrees. Let's see what happened. I see the edges have fallen down on the ones without the beans, and the top certainly has air. And now it's deflating. Hey, but I'm kind of okay with that because that was fast. And 10 minutes with the beans, that looks pretty good too. And the edges have held up. So that's the difference. But I see the interior is still kind of moist on the one with the beans. That's gonna have to stay in the oven.
And I need to put the beans back in.
Whereas the pie shell without the beans has just got to come out. When you're in a hurry, sometimes you just make do. It may not be as pretty a pie as my other one, because that little edge over there is a shorty, but it's pie time, and the party's got to keep rolling. So the pumpkin pie filling is going in, right to the edge. And careful to put them back in the oven. To join as friends. This one is now dry on top, and it's got enough of a crust that we can pour in the custard without it mushing and making soggy our pie. This is my custard pumpkin pie if you want to see that recipe on my channel. It held more of that filling, and you can see that here. This crust kind of fell down and that one's higher.
If you're making a meringue pie or another pie that doesn't need baking, make sure you brown it till it looks like these examples.
So now you have the facts and the demonstrations. You can decide yourself, but personally, I like the fork pricked pie. And the reason is, if you're gonna cook it again more time, that's just fine. I don't care so much about the perfect edges. But if you're gonna have a meringue pie or a filling that doesn't take any cooking at all, you have to make sure that crust is fully pre-baked and brown. And then I think the beans come in handy. I'm Rebecca Brand, subscribe to my channel, and let's keep finding out great recipes in life, like whether to blind bake a pie crust.